Welcome everybody to the Scumbag Podcast. And now, welcome your host, Scumbag McGee. What up, y'all? Scumbag McGee coming at you guys. Oh man, with another episode, I guess, whatever you call it. Anywho's, man, this has been crazy in battle rap. I know I haven't really came on here, pause, and spoke about battle rap in a minute because usually, I do events. Like if y'all follow the channel, y'all would notice that I only go live to talk about battle rap when there's an event going on where I can talk about the actual raps and the actual battles, give live reactions, which I like to do. That's the only time I feel excitement in battle rap is when there's an actual event going on. So it's easy for me to hop on after the battle's done and be excited and talk about battle rap. And a lot of times, when this kind of shit is going on, I kind of like don't really want to talk about it because um most of the time it's negative shit that goes on in battle rap. I'll be honest. Most of the time, if it's not about the actual event and the battles going on, it's just a lot of negativity that I don't even really want to touch on and not even worth talking about, to be honest. But um I don't know. I felt compelled to talk about what was announced as far as battles this past week and this whole fucking Verb shit that's going on with the ghostwriting. Because I'll be honest, man, it's just disappointing, bro. It really is. Um, but let's get into it, man. So if y'all don't know, if y'all been living under a rock, or if y'all just don't give a shit, in battle rap, um, Mickey Fax, uh, has dropped a week long fucking tirade of diss songs against Verb. Supposedly he got so mad at Verb for paying True Foe, for bothering him the whole month in spaces. I don't know. This is what Mickey's saying. Why he did all this shit. You know what I mean? Um, this may have gone back to even them setting up the battle where they actually battled on RBE and fuck. They actually battled on RBE, and maybe this goes back to that. Because you know how Verb is. Verb creates these spaces, and he just talks and he talks and he talks, and this is what he likes to do. And it's hard to come up with a topic every single time. So I think he just like finds shit to talk about, and most of the time it's about people. So I guess during that time, him and Mickey created some kind of tension between each other. Probably starting off with Verb, and they got the battle done. And I would assume it started from there. I don't know. That's not what Mickey's saying, but he's saying it started from this true foe shit. That's the story I guess we got to go with. And it was a lot. It was a lot of diss records. He had nice graphics to go with it. We give Mickey this. Mickey has been doing music for a long time. You could tell he's been connected to a lot of rappers on the come up, and I think from what I know of him, that he says that he does social media, like coaching or whatever that shit is called. So he has the tools to present whatever he wants to present with nicely. You know what I mean? And he started off with battling Trufo. Did 3 records, three quick videos, dusted them off pretty easily. And Verb, it's hard to dust off Verb because Verb don't battle back with bars. He battles back in spaces and just talks about. I don't know what he be saying sometimes. Like he just, I don't even listen to Verb spaces, to be honest. I used to in the beginning, like around the time when Serb had his spaces, and then Verb would kind of like do his. Um, and Verb was funny to me. Verb was entertaining. But I mean, after a while, it just became like obnoxious, dude. It just became like, what is he talking about? And I think now it's even worse than before. But before I get into what I heard recently on Verb Spaces, um, I think Mickey did that 7-day plague shit, and then he added an eighth when he put Hitman on the remix, the Letter to Hitman. Letter to Hitman is probably my favorite one. Um, even though all the ones are pretty solid, but I did like Letter to Hitman. I thought that was a cool introspect into how Hitman looked at Verb at the time. I don't know if it was 100% accurate because then Hitman did a remix, did his own version to it. I had said what he had to say, but I like the beat, I like the vibe to it. That was my favorite one. And then there was an eighth plague where Hitman did the remix. That was cool. I didn't see the ninth plague. Um, but I just saw a video today about the 10th plague, and it was the ghostwriting allegations. What I'm here to get into. Um, so supposedly Aver got into, you know, not got into, but he was cool with Danger Zone, and he asked Danger Zone to write some bars for him. Now he didn't write bars for him, but he wrote like an outline of ideas, um, like a synopsis, I guess you could say, like a cliff notes for you college students out there of maybe a round and a half. They just don't said himself that Verb already had the first round done. This is for the Gichigati battle. And he had a remnants of a third round. So it was maybe a round and a half that he wrote, even though he used some of those outlines and ideas that they just gave him for Geechee battle for Calicoe's battle, where he asked Danger to help him with the Calicoe battle, but Danger didn't want to do it. Danger didn't really want to do it because he said that he wasn't getting paid enough to do it. And come to find out, what Mickey was saying, this is during the caffeine era, so Verb really had big bags for that Calicoe battle and for the Geechee battle. So let's say altogether between those battles, he got paid, $30,000. Let's just say, maybe it could be each battle, but let's just say combined $30,000. Like, if you're gonna pay a guy for outline, it gotta be around, you know, that's a lot of money. Like, that's gotta be like at least 2 G's. But I don't know what Verb is offering. We don't know. Whatever. Um, but this is the thing that I want to get into. Now, am I disappointed that Verb did this? Yeah, a little bit. Now, what I'm more mad about is that people are coming out and they're saying, "Well, I've seen one." I didn't dig into it because it just as soon as I read these tweets, I kind of just like logged out of Twitter. It was like, come on, man. I hate when people. It's the same shit when Bill Belichick didn't get into the Hall of Fame first ballot. He's gonna get in, but first ballot he didn't get in. Everybody went nuts, and the people started coming out saying, "Well, I tried to Spygate, and what's the big deal?" It was like 2 or 3 football. I think Jimmy Johnson came out. I think Michael Irvin came out and said something like, "Oh, well, we tried to Spygate, but we did Spygate," and it was like, what? Like, dude, like you don't admit to like that's like me that's like somebody getting like going to jail for murder, and I'm like, why are they going to jail for murder? I killed 3 4 people. It doesn't make it right if you did it. You know what I'm saying? But that's why the same thing was happening with this. Some I see 1 or 2 tweets from Battle, and I'm not gonna say their names, but they're like, "What's the big deal? This happens all the time. We bounce ideas off each other. We throw outlines to each other. We throw each other ideas, and it's like, really, dude. And it's like, it don't make it right though, and it comes to the point where Verb was relaying this message to Danger Zone when Danger Zone mentioned, "Oh, but Geechee is in a group and he probably has, Miss Hustle and JC and B Magic and whoever helping him with bars." And Verb was like, "Wow, really? Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, why don't you throw me some ideas and I'll throw you like some bread?" See, Verb probably was in the rock and a hard place, pause, because he was just like, damn, this is true. People are clicking up. And I'm pretty sure Verb heard more than once people helping each other with bars. And he's like, man, I'm over here breaking my fucking head when the sport has completely changed to people helping each other. Why am I still trying to use the fucking stone wheel from the fucking caveman ages when this is what's happening now? It's the same shit that was happening when I remember. You guys will probably, I don't know, a lot of you guys don't remember this, but when battling was around, it was actually freestyles for the most part. The writtens wasn't what was going on. The written era, they call it the written era, came in around, I would say, around grind time. You know what I'm saying? I remember Ilmac coming to battle Conceited and Hollow in the same day with freestyles, and Hollow and Conceited had writtens, and they just fucking destroyed him. You know what I mean? And the battlers who freestyled at that time had to transition to writing their rhymes. If they were continuing to freestyle during that time, they would have just been eradicated. You know what I mean? And I think there came a time in battle rap now that if you're on your own, sitting in your room, writing your fucking 3 rounds, you know what I'm saying, by yourself, there's a chance that you will be eradicated because you have people helping each other. That may be the era we're in right now in battle rap. I'm sorry to say. Is it right? Hell no. I don't agree with it. Hell no. And this is what I'm saying. I'm overall more disappointed in battle rap than I am disappointed in Verb. Like battle rap has become nothing it was. Like from freestyles to writtens, we accepted that. You know what I'm saying? Then it got past the writtens and it became more performative art. So it was writtens with the performance. You had to have both now. Now we're in a time where people are helping each other. This is what's happening now. People are helping each other now. This is the era we're in now of battle rap. I mean, people were defending it. Oh, this is not ghostwriting. Let's see what Danger did. This is a ghostwriting, da da da. And that sucks. Like this is probably another reason why battle rap is declining. You know, people say this is the purest form of hip hop that's left. Is it anymore? It's looking like it's not anymore. It's looking like um this is what it is now. People just helping each other out, and now we're getting into the era of not only the helping out era, but we're also getting to the era of there's no stars anymore. There's no stars anymore. Averb and like I mean, how many big battles are left that we want to see? That's gonna make battle rap last another 2-3 years. You know what I mean? I don't see it. These new guys, they aren't stars. I love Real Sick, but he's not a star. I love Fonz, but he's not a star. Not really a fan of Eunice. People love Eunice, but he's not a star. These guys aren't stars. Smack has to create a bunch of like events that are closed room events where you can fit 50 people in a room because you can't sell out these places with these new guys. And how many times are they keep bringing back the old guys? I mean, when I went to was it Stage 48 in New York, where Rex battled Geechee, I think. Um, I mean, that was a cool kind of big event. But there was a lot of older guys in the building. I think the newest Eunice battled Chess. Chess New, not really. John and Fonz, like most of it was, you know, rappers that been here for in the early eras. You know, you can't do these big events with all new guys. It ain't happen. You know what I mean? And that's why I don't see like battle rap lasting like that, man. It's just and the way they hype up these new guys sometimes is just like the bars aren't there. And that's another thing that's killing battle rap is the crowd in these small rooms is dick eating, bro. Like it's just insane. It's insane. Like I literally just watched Nitty versus Kid Chaos, and Nitty was dope. Not saying Nitty wasn't good, you know what I'm saying? But Jesus, bro, the gas for Nitty was insane. He did beat Chaos pretty easily, but it's just like I've heard way better from Rum Nitty, and I haven't seen those reactions. And to see like a cool Rum Nitty, like he was good, and the way people were fucking grabbing his shirt and flip, like that happens way more often than battle rap now. Like to mediocre lines, they're fucking screaming and acting crazy. Like I saw an interview with Kathy saying that he's like, "Yo, outside looking in, battle rap can't get new fans because of shit like that." Like these people who don't watch battle rap are looking at these lines like that was okay, and they're like, "Oh," grabbing the guy. Like, dude, really? Like, come on, man. I don't understand. This is what's killing the sport right now, man. All of this. All of this. All of this. And I don't know. I don't know if Mickey did what he wanted to do to Verb. I mean, it's like, man, the week long plague along with these ghostwriting allegations on Verb. Uh I don't know, dude. I don't know if it ended him, but we'll get to the battle in a minute, but it's done a lot of damage. And to go into what I was gonna get to before with the spaces, today was the first time I'm like, let me see what Verb say in these spaces because these allegations are kind of crazy. And let me just see how he's trying to deflect it or if he's admitting to it. And he he's just deflecting. He's talking about yo, bro. He was talking about Mickey sucking dick to get to the top. Like, oh, look how your lips curve. I could tell you sucked dick before. I'm like, what? Like, what? Guys, I think we've actually seen the mental deterioration of Averb. Like what I was hearing in the spaces earlier, and I had heard like a little bit. Like I must have heard 10 minutes and then I turned it off and I went to another spaces. This is the last 2 days he did. And I clicked on the next one. He's saying the same thing about Mickey. Like, oh, I got you. Now you want to raise your hand. You want to be the one to step to the forefront against Verb. Well, I got you. I got you. I know what you did to get to the top. Yeah. Da da da. Talking about him doing sexual favors. Like, dude, who's part of the set that listens to this and goes, yeah, this is the guy who's leading us. Like, what's going on? Like, are these battle rap fans or just like subhumans who he met off Twitter? It's fucking insane for anyone to sit and it's like it was an hour spaces on one of them, and then I think today was a 20-minute one. An hour? You hear an hour of that? I could stay at 10 minutes, and I was like, I'm trying to see what, and I'm trying to listen to. And the reason why I lasted 10 minutes was because I'm trying to hear if like he's gonna admit to it or, and he was just saying weird shit. I don't know, bro. A Verb. I think as somebody I had on my Mount Rushmore, I mean, you can't. One thing, Verb is right. Verb, he had a graphic on his Twitter where he had Hitman's head and this guy's head and a bunch of, and it's true. He beat Mickey in a battle. He beat Hitman in a battle. He beat JC in a battle. He beat I think he battled Danger. I think he beat Danger in the battle. I think he beat all these guys in the battle. That Verb is right. I give Verb that at least. I don't know who wrote it for him. Now Mickey's trying to allude that maybe KD writes for him. I don't know. I don't know if KD will come out and say something and say that he didn't, he doesn't. I don't know. But um, we can't deny Verb's resume, and we can't deny what Verb has done for battle rap as far as bringing the Midwest up here to New York City, not being afraid when no one thought St. Louis was battle rapping. He came up here with Hitman and Young Ill, and that opened the door for B Magic and newer guys at KD. Like Verb did that. We can't erase that. You know what I mean? Verb is the one that beat Lux and Mook. He's the one. Anyone who has Lux and Mook on their resume, they've beat one and like Twerk has that. I think he beat Mook, and that's debatable. But he lost to Lux. Same thing with Geechee. They say he beat Lux, but then he clearly lost to Mook. You know what I mean? So like, Verb is the one who beat both. You know what I mean? We can't. And think about this: his goal from St. Louis was to come up here and battle Mook and Lux, and he got that and won both. Now, does this bullshit here take him off Mount Rushmore? I don't know. I don't know if he takes off my Mount Rushmore. Did he make a mistake? Definitely. Has he made numerous mistakes? Maybe KD right for him? Maybe. But like I said, if you don't conform to this era of people helping you, will you be eradicated like the people who were in the freestyle era who had to transition to the written era? Or the ones who transitioned to the written era but had to be also transitioned into the written / performative era? These are errors in battle rap that's happening. And this may be the era we're in where motherfuckers are helping each other. Does Verb stay true to the art and write for himself and just slowly get eradicated? Or does he conform? It's disappointing as a whole to me. More than just like, oh, Verb, what the fuck? Da, da, da. It's more like, really, dude? Like, everybody's doing this? And how many groups have been created, dude? 1,000,000. 1,000,000 rap groups have been created. Are they all helping each other? At first, I was like, maybe they're not. At first, I'm like, oh, they're just in a rap group together, battle rap group together. But that may be not the truth. The truth may be that they're all helping each other, unfortunately. Now, let's get into this. Let's get into this battle with Verb and T Top. Hey man, Verb got an uphill battle with this one. T Top is the angle god, and from what Mickey was saying when he spoke to T Top, he said T Top was like, "Man, do I even book this guy after all this bullshit?" And I think once all these allegations came out, T Top was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna book this battle." Like T Top is, if T Top has an angle, he's gonna beat it to the ground. Now, this is also happening in North Carolina, which is his home. This is a rare occurrence here. Not a rare occurrence, but to catch a Mount Rushmore candidate, right? T Top, to catch a Mount Rushmore candidate in such a vulnerable position while you're setting up an event in North Carolina. This is like put on a platter for T Top right now. It really is. T Top is gonna have 3 rounds. Dude, T Top's gonna have like 8 rounds of material for this battle. Like, this is like T Top has had little to work with and has made it into 3 rounds or made it into a whole round. This guy has 3 rounds has 8 rounds of material. He's gonna smack. This is an uphill battle for Verb. Now, Verb, I said before, he's beaten all these guys in battles. You know, whether it's whoever he named, whoever he has the graphic with, where everybody's heads on the table. If Verb comes out of this battle with a win, if Verb comes out of this battle, even with a debatable, I don't want to hear fucking nobody say that this guy ain't Mount Rushmore. Like, seriously. If Verb comes out of this battle, even with a debatable, that's crazy. Because T Top, like I said, has beaten battlers with less, with crazy angles. Like, I can't name all of them, but there's been numerous battles that T Top has gotten angles and he's just annihilated the battler. And I love those battles. So I really want to see what the fuck he's gonna have for Verb these 3 rounds. Like, if T Top does not 30 Verb, Verb may be the Teflon Don. Like, he may be the fucking John Gotti of battle rap. This man right now, listen, there's people defending Verb right now in this ghostwriting allegations. And why they're defending Verb is because, like I mentioned before, we're in the help each other era. So people are defending him. And there's others that are defending him saying that he didn't do it because Verb is spinning it in the spaces. So Verb may climb out of this bag that Mickey has created for him by talking his way out of it. Not even rapping his way out of it, but talking his way out of it. If Verb gets into this battle and wins this battle or makes it debatable, which I think is impossible, because just because it's in North Carolina. Did you see T Top and Mike P in North Carolina? That was insane. You know what I'm saying? That was insane. The crowd, it was insane. He brought out Anderson Burris. It was nuts. It was nuts. But um, I don't see it happening. That's what I'm saying. If Verb comes out of this battle alive and doesn't get annihilated or 30'd and makes this debatable 2-1 either way or even wins, I don't know what to say. I have to say, Verb, just you stay on Mount Rushmore. I don't give a fuck. No one right now he's still on my Mount Rushmore. You know, barely hanging on. If he makes this a win or debatable, he's locked in, dude. 'Cause this is a lot of shit. And you're facing the angle god. You know what I'm saying? You know, who's a better angler right now besides T Top? Maybe Mook? You know what I'm saying? Like who? So I mean, this is crazy. I got T Top with the 30. I'll be honest. T Top, I think, like I said, he probably won this battle. Like, man, Verb in North Carolina, I could get the crowd on my side, and this is my home, and beat a Mount Rushmore candidate. And then all of this came out, and he's like, he's ready. The bear is ready. It's a hunting accident. All right, this is set up for you. This is a lob. This is a lob, T Top. If you, I don't know, if you look at the 30 in this and totally like, if he 30s Verb, this is the end of Verb. This is the end of Verb. If he 30s Verb clearly, I'm almost like probably gonna tell Verb, don't go, because I think this is the impossible battle to win. You know what I mean? If Verb goes to this battle and gets 30, I'm almost feeling like Verb's gonna make an excuse and no show. Because if Verb gets 30, he got his spaces is done. He can't go into spaces and be like, "Oh, you see, I fucking da 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 da. It was 30 versus 1. That's why he won. I bet you Mickey rolled for him. I bet you that you can't spin that. You can't spin it. You get 30 and destroyed by T Top, you can't spin it. So there's that. And the last one, I guess on a more positive note, we got Shotgun Suge versus Calicoe. Um, Let me say that this is a rematch of what happened. I don't know when the fucking Suge and Shotgun Suge. Let's see this shit. YouTube. Shotgun Suge. I'm gonna go YouTube first. Shotgun Suge versus Calicoe versus Calicoe. Let's see. 15 years ago. God damn. 15 years ago, Calicoe and Shotgun Suge battled. I remember this battle. Remember that whole event? I think that event was the Hitman Arsenal event. I think it looks like it was the same venue. But yeah, that battle was crazy because Shotgun Suge mentioned proof in the battle. And Detroit got really upset. Um, the infamous Trick showing up and Trick threatening Arsenal. Arsenal saying he didn't know Shotgun Suge. It was a mess. They had to get Arsenal out of the building through the back door. From what Calicoe was saying, they had to get him the fuck out of there, get him on a flight, get him the fuck out of there because they were looking to kill him. Not, I don't know, literally kill him, but they were looking to fuck him up. Let's put it that way. And a lot of beef with Trick, making it publicly known that it was a no-fly zone Detroit for Shotgun Suge. And they've since, I think, pieced it out. And I guess now, 15 years later, it's safe for Shotgun Suge to go back to Detroit, to go to Detroit. We've been there before, I don't know. To go to Detroit and battle Calicoe. This is a cool battle. It's on Calicoe's birthday, I believe. Definitely, I don't know. It's like Shotgun says something crazy, and it was a prominent figure, a local prominent figure. Like Proof was more than Eminem's best friend. Proof was somebody who did a lot for the Detroit hip hop scene, and a lot of people like Detroit has a big hip hop scene, believe it or not. If you go out there, the locals, area, they really fuck with a lot of each other. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm pretty sure, like I think Proof knew like Calicoe's fucking dad or some shit. Like, like they're pretty close knit out there. That Detroit hip hop scene. So, you know, Calicoe, did he should he have punched Sugar in the face? I don't know. It's a touchy subject, man. It's very crazy that 15 years later, this is how it's getting resolved, like through a battle. Um, I guess Calicoe. What did Calicoe is like? He understands battle rap, and Calicoe would take it there with people, but I don't know if he's ever took it there with somebody. But Calicoe understands the art of battle rap, and he don't take it personal. Even though you see in the battle, from what I remember, Calicoe was just doing this, like what the fuck, and because I mean at that time it was the early stages of battle rap, and no one really did that. Like besides Arsenal saying he was gonna fuck your mom and break your fucking grandma's head open and shit. Like, I don't know if Arsenal ever went at somebody's like dead relative until like the middle of his career. I think the biggest was when he dissed Mr. Fab's dad. But at that time, no one spoke on the dead. Like that was like taboo. If you were in the streets without cameras on and nothing like that, and you spoke about someone's dead relative or dead friend, get ready for a fight. Get ready for an all-out brawl or a shootout. Wild shit. Like dead ass. That's how battle rap was. You know what I mean? So that was one of the early times in battle rap where someone was spoken about, like, a friend of somebody that died. Like, it was like, whoa, you know what I mean? And that's why it went to that extent where Arsenal had to be stuck out the building and Shotgun Suge couldn't go out there. And I think Surf got locked up because he went up there strapped. It was serious. It was serious. You know, so I mean, I guess now it's pieced out now, and I think Suge had a conversation with Trick from what I know watching blogs. And they settled it. So I don't know. You know, I mean, it's tough. It's tough to for someone so beloved on the scene to be spoken about like that. And from what people talk about, I remember when I saw the Beef DVDs when Proof was brought up, and people were still heard about that shit. And the beef, I don't know how long the beef DVD was at the time, but it was early, and there was battlers, there was local Detroit artists like very emotional about that shit. They were like sad. So I don't know. I mean, it's just 15 years later. I don't know if the remnants of that is still around. But I don't know. I'm sure it isn't because Calicoe wouldn't do that to Suge. And we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, Shotgun Suge, he's a way better battler than he was 15 years ago. I think from his last battle, I don't know what it was, but from what I know, it was the easy battle. He did really good in that battle. General consensus has him winning. I had that as debatable battle, but general consensus has him winning, so we have to give Suge that win. And he did really good that battle. I mean, can Shotgun Suge be Shotgun Suge in Detroit? Is the question. Can he go up there, say he's gonna fucking knock out Calicoe and shoot his friends up and say he got no that he's a fucking gangster and talk wow? You know what I mean? Can he do that in Detroit without people in the crowd looking at him like, word? All right, yeah. Let's see how gangster you really is. You know what I mean? I mean, I guess we'll see. But he's gonna have to. He's gonna have to go up there and be Suge. There's no other way he's gonna win. And Calicoe just gotta be, Calicoe gotta be Calicoe. He's in Detroit. People are gonna be probably gassing it just because they know this is a rematch against someone who said something about one of their heroes. So I got Calicoe winning this 2-1 clear. I'll give Suge a round just because I really respect Suge as a battler. Um, and yeah, I think that's a positive that we've gotten out of battle rap in this past 2 weeks is this Suge and Calicoe battle. Because everything else has just been a mess, man. Very, very disappointing to hear this ghostwriting allegations across the board, not just against Verb. But yeah, man, 37 minutes longer than I wanted to be on here. But yeah, man, appreciate y'all. You can watch me every Sunday on my PGN podcast, which is sports. Um, I'm gonna try and talk about battle rap more often like this, just because the events are few far in between now. You know what I mean? Uh, but we'll see. Maybe I'll talk about world domination on another blog. I don't know. Once the full card comes out, I just don't like doing prediction blogs like that anymore. Just I don't know. It's played out, but I'll see. I'll figure it out. But I appreciate whoever tuned in. And peace out.